Hi everybody and welcome to my channel, Stitching with the Dachshund. Today is January 17th, 2019 and it is already 17 days into the new year. That's exciting. I hope everybody had a great start to 2019. Ours has been quiet and that's okay. I'm good with that. Hi and welcome back to my subscribers. I appreciate every one of you. I get really excited when I see the little notification that I've got a new subscriber. It's kind of thrilling. And welcome if you are a first-time viewer. I appreciate you as well, and I hope you take the time to subscribe and see what I've got offered and what I'm going to be doing through the year 2019. I'm pretty excited about some of this stuff. The other thing I want to say is follow me on Instagram. Same title, Stitching with the Dachshund. Making it easy for everybody. Where I video every 2 to 3 weeks, I post almost nightly on Instagram with my stitchy progress. You might see a little bit of my dogs and you might see some other cooking stuff. But for the most part, it is my cross stitch nest. It's where I nest everything. And I love it because I can go back in and just look through the history of it. And it's pretty darn exciting. So follow me on Instagram, subscribe, come back to see me, and let's get into it. Family updates. Well, like I said, 2019's just kind of been so-so. Nothing too exciting. James is still working. Sarah's still working and going to school. March, I think she's going to be done and then jump into another school immediately, which will only be like for a few weeks. So it's not going to be a year thing or 6 months. So I'm very proud of her. She's doing wonderful. Michael's still in the Marines. I guess that's not going to change, at least till May, where he is planning on getting out, and he's already looking at some job opportunities. One is in Yuma, and he's trying to find something a little close to home in Texas, because by the time I have grandbabies, I want the grandbabies in Texas, and I admit to being selfish on that, and I don't care. Our family is very sparse. We've had a lot of deaths over the years. And I like my family close, so I can see them when I want to see them. And if there's grandbabies going to be involved, I want to see them, and I want them close. So yes, I'm selfish on that, and I'm not even concerned about it. So this is my Year of Whips video and my Stitch 9 challenge. Now, if you don't know what Year of Whips is, Melanie from Soulful Stitchers does this thing called Year of Whips, where you pick out, you have to have a certain number. Once you get that number, you can exceed that number. I think the number is 19 and I have 23. So you pick out your whips that you want to work on and complete, for the most part, throughout the year. And then throughout the year, she offers prizes when you meet certain goals. I could not do it last year because I didn't have the number of whips. Well, I grew up and now I have enough whips. I got really excited about doing it because I like to challenge myself, and I love competition. So I love to compete, and even if the competing is just with myself. So this is when I had the opportunity, I said, I'm so excited. I'm going to do Year of Whips, and I got it all out. I've got my album. You have to take pictures of them all and then put it in an album on Facebook, which a lot of people are having issues with that. It's really not that hard. I was like, oh, how do I do an album? I've never done an album. Simple. It really is simple. Get your pictures taken and read the guidelines and jump in. You only have till tomorrow if you want to be in the Year of Whips that offer prizes at the end. So I got really excited. I said I can put these whips on Year of Whips, and that way, I know me, I get focused on something. If I write it down, if it's a goal and it is written down, I'm going to do everything I can do to achieve that goal. So I got excited about that because all of my whips that I have, I want completed. I want finished up, and I want them hanging on my wall or whatever. I say that, but I've got the whole bucket of from 2018 that's not done. But anyway, I want them complete because I want to move on to the next things that I see. Because there's so many beautiful patterns out there, and I get so excited about them. So Year of Whips got me excited. And then I was watching Farm Girl, and she started talking about a Stitch 9 challenge. Pick your 9 whips that you want to get done, that you want to see completed. And I thought, okay, I'm going to piggyback this. I'm going to put my Year of Whips, all of my whips into Year Whip. And then I'm going to pick 9 that I want to target right up front and get those done. There's no rules on how big the project has to be, how many stitches it has to be. So you'll see people picking 19 massive pieces or 19 small pieces, or a good mixture of them all. But there's no rules to say that. This is just you do it. So I got really excited. So I'm gonna pick out my 9, and I'm gonna put them on, piggyback them on my year of whips, and I'm going to see some completions this year, because I know me. So I've allowed myself that if I get a whip, 2 whips done, 2 of my smaller whips, then I can purchase one of the patterns that I have on my I won't list. So I'm not going to purchase any patterns until I finish 2. I'm not a big purchaser anyway. I really do wait. I see something and I really won't. If I really want it, I still wait. Very few times have I said, yeah, it got to be me. And that's usually around a B item. If it's a B item or a dachshund item, I'm like, yeah, I've got to have it. So anyway, so let's just get into it. I'm rambling, but I do want to show y'all this. Y'all see this spatula? Isn't this the cutest thing? Me and my husband saw it at Walmart because the Valentine stuff is out. Be mine. I love, my daughter laughs and everybody knows I love spatulas. It is, I use them for everything in that kitchen. I adore them, and I've got a ton of them in there. And I buy more because I do wear them out. They do wear out. They don't last forever. So let's get started. I'm not going to jump in right away with my year whips and my Stitch 9 challenge. I want to catch up on my embroidery, because everything else that I've got in my year whips, I'm going to catch up as I go. But my embroidery is not in the year whips. I did show the house that I completed on my last video. And I did start this one. It won't take me long to get it done when I sit down and just stitch on it. And sometimes I get in the mood to do embroidery and not do cross stitch at all. So that's when I pick up that. And then I have this stamped piece that my daughter had actually started and didn't like it. So I'm going to be finishing it up for her. I worked on that a bit. Here we go. So that is my embroidery. Catching you up on that. One more thing before we get into my year whips. I have my friends, Shar and Kirk and their son, coming down this weekend to visit us. They got married in October, and I gave her a beautiful embroidered piece. If I can find a picture, I will insert it. If not, then take my word, it was beautiful. And my husband did, it wasn't very big, it was only like this, but the embroidery is in the shape of a heart, and my husband did a leather frame for it, so it turned out rather nice. And I wanted to do something for Kirk, but I was way behind on that. But I did do something for him. I did finish it, and we got it from the framers, and he's coming this weekend, and I get to give it to him. So I'm like super stoked about giving this to him. So I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see. Back up a little bit more. Now, if you've never watched the TV series, well, it was one season, then it got canceled, Firefly. That is, that's taken from, all of these quotes are from that TV show. You Can't Take the Sky From Me is in their opening song. So we chose a frame that has some metal, kind of old metal look to it, and a dark matte to represent the space that they're in. And I have in here that you can't really see, but right through here, right at the tip of the ship, right in here, I have reavers stitched in glow-in-the-dark thread. Reavers are some nasty, nasty characters on the show. And so, let me see, if I jumped enough around for you, I hope I didn't make you sick. But they're nasty little creatures. So I'm not going to tell him about that stitched in there. He might see it because you can see it. I mean, it's not invisible. But I don't know if he'll know that it glows until he hangs it in his room. And his wife told me, I bought a black light. He'll definitely see it. I'm like, Cool. So I wanted to share that with you because they're coming this weekend and to pick it up. He doesn't know anything about it. It's going to be a surprise. He is such a fan of the show. I know it's going to be great. I'm going to try filming him while he, when I give it to him. And then if with his permission, I'm going to see if I can put it on the video next time. Or just do a separate video for you. Excuse me. We are 13 minutes into this video. And I feel like I've already talked an hour. So let's move in. Let's move on. What I'm going to do, the first ones I'm going to show you, the first 9 that I'm going to show you are the ones that are in my Year of Whips and my Stitch 9. That means I really want to get them done. So this one is here. Let me take that little sticker off. I'll put it to the side so I won't lose it. This is to remind me that I've got this one in Year of Whips and Stitch 9. But anyway, it's Here Lie My Needles by Shakespeare's Peddler. See if you can see it. And this is where I'm at on it. I really like doing it too. What do you think of that? So that's where I'm at on that. I've got the lady to do her dress. So that's going to take a little bit of time. But I really want this done and finished and hung up. I love it. So, first one. Yay! We're moving on. Second one that's in Year of Whips and Stitch 9 is Henpecked by Plum Street Samplers. I fell in love with these. Actually, I love the whole series. And I think the next one that I'm going to allow myself to buy is the llama one because it's just so blessed cute. I can't stand it. It's so cute. So, this is where I'm at on that. I'm trying to get smart. I saw this little magnet board in Sarah's room and I thought, I'm going to use that. So, this is where I'm at on it. So, this is the pattern. And this is where I'm at. Those little bloody chickens take forever. But they're so cute. And what I really like about this is, of course, I'm not doing the chickens the way they are in the pattern. As you see, the chicken on the top is white, but it has established 1776 in it. I really didn't want that, so I just made it a white chicken, and it's white with some blue because, you know, I love chickens. And when we move in the country, I'm getting chickens again. But Jen from Jen Stitch and Knits did her own little, her first pattern. It was called Here Chickie. Hey Chickie. It's over there. That's why I can like. It says Hey Chickie. I made a pillow out of it. But in that, she had 3 specialty threads dyed from Color and Cotton, I want to say. I hope I'm not wrong on that. But they were all named after chickens. So the second chicken, it's supposed to be this black one with white spots in it. It is her specialty thread called Rhode Island Red. It's appropriate. I love Rhode Island Reds. They probably are my favorite little chicken. I don't know why. I mean, there's some really cute ones, but Rhode Island Reds are just, I don't know, something about their little red butts that I like. So, 2 down. Okay. Third one is Shakespeare's Peddler. As you see, that's 2 Shakespeare Peddlers in my Year of Whips and Top 9. That's because I like her stuff, and I actually want to get a couple more of hers. I think I've got another one in here of hers too. When I get some done. I've got lots of patterns that I want to get, so I've got to get some done. So, it's Basket of Red, White, and Blue. And, see where I am at. I am so bloody far. I've got the basket. So, I still need the red, white, and blue to put in my basket. So, a little wrinkly. So, that's where I'm at on that. And that's what it is going to look like when it's done. I've done her basket of eggs already, and I'm doing this one. And I have the boxes that she finished them in. I purchased them when I first bought the first one. And that's how I'm going to finish them, because that is such a cool idea. I love it. So, was that 3? So here is 4. My 4th one on my Year of Whips and my Stitch 9 challenge. And that is Bee Queen of the Needles. She's a beauty. She is a beauty. So this is where I'm at on her. Now, I don't know what I did. that's stitched on a 30 count fabric, and I'm stitching it on a 28 count fabric, but it seems like it's huge. So this is where I'm at on it. Can you tell I messed up on one of the wings? And you know what? I've counted it and counted it and counted it, and I can't figure out where it's meant. So she's meant to be lopsided, and she's going to be a lopsided bee queen of the needles. So anyway, I didn't put queen of the needles right here because I'm not going to actually make it into the needle case like it is in here. As you can see, it's stitched that way. I'm going to do it a little bit different since it's bigger. I'm still going to make it where it folds in like that. But I'm going to not have 3 sections for the needles. I'm going to have it open. And since it's bigger, I'm going to put a piece of felt on that. So when I'm stitching on my chair, I lose my thread all the time. And I find it the next day. And I don't like that. So I thought if I had this, it's so big anyway, I could just set it right there. And my floss, I could put it on the felt. And it would hold my floss. And then since I'm making the project bags and I've worked with vinyl, I thought, why don't I put something, a vinyl pocket for something over here? So I've got an idea. I don't know exactly what the idea is that I want with it. But anyway, so that's a long story to say. It's not going to quite be a needle case like it is in the pattern. But it's going to be great. All right, moving on along. This one is, I wanted to do another coffee one because I wanted to join in on the Oh My God Coffee Sal. I believe stitching in buttons. Vicky, who's adorable. I love her. She's I enjoy watching her. If you're not watching her, you need to watch her. So I had finished my coffee Quaker. And what was the saying on it? I drink the coffee, then I do the things. And I wanted another coffee because I really want to have a coffee nook. And we're talking about building a house. And I told my husband I want a coffee, and he's a coffee bar, and he said, "Well, I want a bar." So it's going to be 2 stories, and he's thinking about making underneath the stairs the coffee and the bar, the coffee bar and the bar. I don't know. We'll see what it happens. But if it does that, I'd like to have some coffee cross stitch in that area. It's my goal with the other one, and I'm kind of glad I didn't get it framed because now I might have to frame it differently than what I was thinking because who knows? I don't know. Our future is in the air. So it is My Big Toe Designs. I believe it says, let there be caffeine on earth and let it begin with me. Right there. Now this little one down here says, let there be Cabernet on earth and let it begin with me. Might have to do that one for my sister. So that is what it's supposed to look like. And this is where I'm at on it. I'm really enjoying stitching on it. It's been really fun. It's kind of muted colors, all just browns. And I was like, I gotta have just I keep with the muted look, but I've got to have me a little bit more color than that, or I want to have a little bit more color. So I don't know if you can see this flower right here. Whoa, where are you at? Right there. It's kind of this real muted purple, and I have some real muted pink in there too. So I've changed it up a little bit, but it's good. It'll be pretty. It'll be the way I like it anyway. So now the next 3 that I put in my Your Whips is because I really want to get these finished, and they're a monthly series. And I was on it January, February, March, April, then maybe August, September. I kind of slowed down, and I was finished August in September, finished September in October, and then got into something else and didn't even start October, November, or December. I do not want these to go by the wayside, so I definitely put them in my Your Whips and then in my Stitch 9 because I want them to get finished. So for no particular order, this is the December one, and it's a free pattern, so I don't feel bad about showing this. You can also follow this, it has a hashtag, Snowflower Diaries. And see how some of these people did these. These are beautiful. Some did them individually like I'm doing, and some did them all together. Beautiful. So this is December. I would definitely need to use this for this one because it's see-through. And this is what I've gotten on that one so far. Isn't that pretty? I love it. And I really picked them back up to put some stitches on them for your whips, and fell back in love with them. So I'm excited about that. So that was December. Here is, sticky in my way, November. Isn't he a beauty? Pretty one. And this is where I'm at on him. Darling. He's a doll. So all of these won't take me a long time to do. I will have them done, and I'm going to be just over the top with them getting done. Before I show you October, I want to show you what I've started doing. I told you in one of my videos that if I get a card in the mail, then I'll snap holes in it and use it as a thread keep, so that I am always, because if you get a card and you put it in a box, you only see it when you get the box out and look, and then you're like, oh, memory. But if I use it for a thread keep, then every time I look at that card, I think of that person, and I think what they sent me, or I think what they said. So it's all good. I like it. So this time, when we went to the Texas Ranger Hall of Fame in Waco, I picked up a card. And I love this because this Captain William Jesse McDonald, he was sent out for a riot, and he was told, don't you need more people? And he said, one riot, one ranger. And that tickled me, so I've got it, and I just put a few sticky tapes here and write the numbers on it, and it holds my thread. And every time I look at that, I think, that's badass. One riot, one ranger. And he did it, if you watch the history and of that, because if you go to the museum, the Hall of Fame, there's a video that runs, and it's a very good video. I really enjoyed watching it. Okay, so we're moving on. October. Okay, that little hedgehog, there's not even words. He is so bloody cute. And I am loving the material and the threads that I chose for this little bad boy. Look at him. I'm trying to get a little bit closer for you. He is in the running for one of my favorite months just because of the color choices. So I'm excited about him. So that added 3 to my year of whips right there. My next year of whip and Stitch 9 challenge will go to Christmas Lantern by Twin Peaks Primitives. They've got some really cute patterns, by the way. You need to go check them out. I fell in love with this one, and it's turning out quite pretty. I chose this little sparkly fabric. It gives me a fit sometimes, but it's going to be worth it. And that's where I'm at on it. This down here is just stitch after stitch after stitch. But I want this one done so bad. It's taken me a little longer than what I thought actually that I would do on it. But they can be deceiving, can't they? That closes out my Stitch 9. So that was my Stitch 9 challenge. Now the next 5, I'm not going to show you individually because there's no need. They are the 12 Days of Christmas from Paulette Stewart. And they've been around for a few years, so everybody's seen them. Well, not everybody, I know, but a majority of people have seen them. So I have done up to 6. So I've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Did I do 7? Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 7. Okay, so that adds some to my year of whips. And this is just because there's really nothing really to show. That is one of the tiny little Maids of Milking. So instead of showing all of these with just a few little stitches that you can't make out even what it is, know that the rest of the 12 Days of Christmas is in my year of whips. Ta-da! Okay, year of whips. Here we go. This I started and I lost steam on it. I like it, but it's got for the little tiny thing it is, it's got lots of little color changes in it, and they're so close together, the same color. It was giving me a little headache, and I got off on some other stuff, and just I thought about going back to it, and I was like, do I really want to deal with that right now? Do I really want to deal with that right now? Do I really want to deal with that right now? Yeah, I said that like 100 times this last year. So I said, put it in your whips, and you're so competitive, you'll get it done. So I'm working on the green one. I have the stuff for the blue one. I honestly don't know if I'll do the blue one because it's along the same lines as the green one, and I don't know, it's beautiful, and I know I'd like it, but I don't know. We'll see if I'll do the blue one. And this is where I'm at. I think it's going to be pretty when I get the hook and the bow and everything in there. And this is this book here. I love this book, and there's so many. I'm going to do this one. I've got it ready. Just whenever I'm ready to do it, I've got the stuff. I believe I have all the stuff. So that's that one. Another coffee one. I was involved in a wandering stitchy box from the Texas Stitchers, the Stitch and Misfits. Miss you girls. You need another video. They started it back maybe in August, and I got it on Christmas Eve and sent it out. And this was one of the ones in it, and I got it because remember I said I wanted to do a coffee one, and I didn't have a coffee one. So I ordered 3 off 1-2-3 Stitch, and in this one was this pattern and another pattern that I'd already ordered, so I sent it on. But isn't that cute? I love it. All you need is love and a good cup of coffee. So I want to get this finished, and why I put this one in my year of whips is because it's on black, and although I absolutely love the way it's turning out and the way it looks, and it's going to be amazing, I don't particularly enjoy working on it. It's on Ada. I don't think that has anything to do with it, but the black does. And there's not a lot, there's like straight stitches where you just have to count over, and it's hard for me to see it. I do have a little light that I kind of position underneath it, but I got to position it the right way, or it just shades my hand. So I put this in the year of whips because it will keep me motivated to get it done. And it needs to get done. It's not that big, and so it does not need to sit around. Like my ornament, it's not that big. It does not need to sit around. So challenge myself. Year of whips. My husband's going to love to see that I put this one in. Of course, cowboy boots. I really, really love this pattern. And I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with it. I know that when I first started it, did I just slurp? Made a funny sound. Anyway, when I first started it, I bought the called for fabric, and I did not like it at all. It was a real stiff oatmeal something. And I didn't like it. And I had made a few mistakes on it, and I was having to keep correcting them and stuff. So I wanted to restart it, but I wanted to restart it on some linen. And I did, and I've showed you this. I've not gotten far on it at all. But right after we got the puppy, he got hold of it. So this is where I'm at on it. Yep, just that little bit. But I enjoyed doing that little bit when I was doing it. However, the puppy got hold of it, and I'm looking at it now, and I'm thinking I might just have to get something different because he's got a few holes up here in the top. Got a few holes. You can tell where he had it in his mouth, and then there's a string right down the center that's kind of like got pulled out. So I don't know. I'm gonna talk to Robert about it, see what he thinks. Because the material won't go to waste. Oh, here it is. I don't know if you can see the pull in it. But, you know, it's just a long line right down the middle. And I'm just not savvy enough to know if it's actually going to, well, is it going to be, will that hurt the my project when it's finished? Because that's a lot of work to figure out that it's not, you know, after you get all those stitches in, that the hole's going to get bigger or something. So I'm going to talk to Robert about, I might have to, I mean, the linen's still going to be good. I can use it because, I mean, he just got around the tops and then that one string. So I have to see what I'm going to do there. But I want to get that definitely done. Now, if you know anything about me and my channel, you know that I absolutely adore bees. I actually made a joke with somebody who was giving away a bee pattern on their channel, and I said, yeah, I call my channel Stitching with the Dachshund because I couldn't call it Stitching with Bees because they won't sit still. So I do love bees. If you've seen, I have a bee tattoo, Save the Bees, all of that. And I love bee cottage patterns. Oh my gosh. So I've got this one, and I've had it for a tiny bit now. No, this one I really got within the last 2 months. And then this one, the one I've had for a while. Okay. So they've been sitting there, and I'm like, and there's some more that I want to get. They've been sitting there, and I'm like, nope, they're not sitting there any longer. I'm putting them in my Year of Whips, and I'm getting them done. Because I bought fabric, chicken wire, honeycomb, whatever you want to call it, and I've got this little bad boy already stitched on it. I bought everything they had because I couldn't leave a little piece of this material behind. So, look at all this. And what I want to do is I just want to put the little bee cottage patterns all over this. And I can't decide, do I want to keep them lined up or do I just want to be everywhere? And that's why there's no stitches in this one, because I really don't know where I want it on this fabric. I'm going to force myself to make that decision by putting it in a Year of Whips, and I'm forcing myself to get them done. I don't know why I'd have to force myself. I love doing them. But anyway, so that's another 2. This is another bee one that's in my Year of Whips. And to cover up the pattern, because it's this one's going to be this extra one. I've already did the front panel for myself, so I already have that completed done. I want to get it framed, so I'll find a frame myself, whichever comes first. But this one is I want to do for a friend, and their house, she showed a picture of it, is all enclosed now. I mean, they still got a lot of work to do on it, but it's enclosed now. So I needed to get this done this year. I'm really thinking I should have put it on my Stitch 9 challenge, so it'll be one of the first 9, so she can get it when her house is totally complete. I want to give that to her because they do bees. They have honey bees. So I thought that would be a great housewarming present. So I've got that in there. Next one for Year of Whips is 2 Angry Birds. I wanted to do this one for a while. Another Shakespeare's Peddler. I fell in love with it, and I really, really do like it a lot. So this is where I've gotten on it. Not far. But like I say, I'm not cheating on her with any other patterns. I'm cheating on her with her other patterns. So anyway, this is as far as I've gotten. Yep, it's heavy. As far as I've gotten with it. So, I know I'm going to enjoy getting this one done. And that's another thing. I'm sorry, I got a tickle. If I get the Stitch 9 done, then I can focus more on these. I can buy another pattern, not necessarily start it, but once I get 2 of my Stitch 9 done, I can buy another pattern and have it ready. But I'm not going to start it, because as soon as I get my 9 done, I want to concentrate on some of my bigger ones. Like my boots. And this one's a decent sized one too. So, I mean, I have some decent sized ones in here that I've got to get done. So, 2 Angry Birds. Love it. My last one for my Year of Whips is my absolutely heart's desire. I love this. And it is from the Treasures magazine. It is the Medieval Nativity. If you've watched any of my other videos and you see that I did Medieval Manuscript 1, I want to do this one. And then I also sometime want to do Medieval Manuscript 2. This one's going to hang somewhere in our new house or this house, whatever happens, year round, because I got the hiccups. Tickle in my throat, had to get a drink, now I got the hiccups. But I love this one, and God, I just love the picture in the magazine. I mean, I could cut that out and frame that little bad boy. But this is where I've gotten, And I'm trying to be very careful with this one, and that's why you don't see a lot of progress on this, because I take this one very seriously, and I'm like counting 3-4 times, and so it takes me a little bit. And I do that because on the medieval manuscript one, I got off right at the beginning. However, I will say I was a very new stitcher. I've only been stitching over a year, and I picked it up, and it was probably just a little bit over my head. It has fractional stitches. It has this. It has gold in it. Just all kinds of stuff. So I made a lot of mistakes in it. If you just look at it and you're not a skilled cross stitcher, you'll be like, "That's beautiful." But somebody who really knows what they're looking at will go, "Oh, that's off," and it is. It is off. But I still love it. I still adore it, and I'm still gonna hang it with pride because it was such a learning piece. And this is where I've gotten the medieval manuscript. Can you see the little cowl's head? Because I'm going to backstitch as I go, because on the other one, I'd wait a long period of time and then I'd backstitch, and I'm like, ugh, I hate this. Has got too much, you know. I actually enjoy backstitching, but it just got too much. So this is where I'm at on that. I'm actually in love with this and can't wait to get it finished. So that is my Stitch 9 challenge. That is my year of whips. If you have any questions about any of them, ask. Comment. I love comments. I love comments. I don't get that many of them, but I love them when I do get them. I even love hearts or likes or whatever. I like them all. My Instagram or on YouTube. That, I believe, is all of my stitching stuff. I do want to do a couple of mentions that I did watch this last week. There is a lot of Floss tubers out there, and so I try to watch more newer ones, or less people have less subscribers, because let's face it, Benny Stitchy, although I love her and I do watch her every week, she really doesn't benefit from me viewing it. However, somebody who's only got 200 subscribers or something like that, or 100 subscribers, my view means a little bit more to them, and my comment means a little bit more to them. So I really try to put those first, and then catch up with the ones with the higher subscribers. My favorite higher subscribers is Michelle Bendy, Flat Cat Flossing, Gulf Coast Stitcher. Those are my favorites that I watch every time they put one out. Oh, Stitch and Buttons. I watch her every time she puts one out. But I try to go in and find people that doesn't have that many subscribers, or they're new or whatever. Yak, I'm just yakking. So my first one is Mr. Cross Stitch. He only has 2 videos out. He started before Christmas. He is a reader too. He really challenged himself with his reading. I enjoyed his pets. He's got 2 cats and 2 dogs. Told a sad story of one of his dogs got stolen. That's not good. But he got it back. It was a happy ending. He got it back. He also has an Etsy store that he sells. He makes patterns of people like the royal family, Big Bang Theory. I can't remember all the ones that he showed, but there's a lot in his shop. I went and looked at his Etsy shop too. So Mr. Cross Stitch, give him a look. Mondot Stitches. I hope I'm saying that right. MONDOT Stitches. She just did she's on Soulful Stitchers. And I saw her thing pop up that she said she had done her year whip video. So I jumped in there and watched her year whip video. She's got some really great projects that she's going to get done this year. I enjoyed watching her. One that I saw come back, I had actually subscribed to her channel, and I believe she's been gone for almost a year. Pretty much a year, I think. February she was her last video, so almost a year. Little Snips. Lots of good patterns that she's got, that she's working on. She's got a lot. I'm glad she's back. I miss seeing her. She's kind of unique because in her background is her snake bins, and every once in a while you see a little snaky, or when I watched her before. So I thought that was really cool, and I enjoy watching her. I'm glad she's back. I'm glad you're back, Little Snips. Make another video soon. So I think I've done in my mentions, I've done my updates, I've done my year of whips, and I had actually worked a lot on these, on different ones. If you watch my video, you'll see that I did make progress on quite a few of them. I actually got lots of stitching done this last couple of weeks, The first of the week after Christmas, seems like I couldn't ever sit down and get any stitching done. And then all of a sudden it was like, wow, I got stitchy time. So I really enjoyed that. So although I didn't mention the progress I made as I went, that's all right. So Stitch 9 challenge is in there. Your Whips challenge is in there. I'm challenging myself. If I happen to win one of the prizes, that is just a bonus, bonus, bonus. I will be thrilled. I'm not a big winner. My name rarely gets called, but it's all good because the real win will be that I'll have these things done and on my wall somewhere. So anyway, don't think I have anything else to say, so I will end this with put some thread in a needle and get to stitching. See you next time. Bye, guys.